Hello everybody and welcome back to the Gaming Powerups. On today's episode of Tales from the Memory Card is a game I've Twitch streamed a few times last week and gotten a lot of comments on, a lot of questions on, so I figured I would dedicate this video to that game. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so today's game is Dragon Quest Heroes for the PS4. So, Dragon Quest Heroes is just like Dynasty Warriors, just like Hyrule Warriors. So, it is a massive amount of enemies on screen at any given point in time. This just so happens to have the characters from the Dragon Quest series. You start off with either the male or female protagonist, whoever you choose. The opposite will be your sidekick kind of thing. And then as you progress through the story mode in the game, you'll have more characters join your party, and then you can swap them out to whoever fits your playstyle. One thing I really loved about the game is that, you know, as much as it has some RPG-like elements, and if anybody's been following my channel for a little bit, you guys know I love a sprinkling, a light dusting, if you will, of RPG elements almost in every game that I play. I love being able to find new weapons, upgrade stats and stuff like that. I just find that you get more immersed into the game. So you definitely have that with this, but it's nowhere near some, you know, very in-depth level. It's, you know, you find new weapons, you can craft different items that will help you for defense, for attack, for, you know, for spells, for magic power and things like that. But you start off as you are at one. You are at peace with the monsters that are around you, and someone looks to stop that. So all of the monsters turn, and now they're turning on the humans that are around. So now is your job as the king's right-hand man and woman to correct and find out what's going on and how do we get our kingdom back to the way it was. I stumbled upon this game kind of by accident. I saw a review online about Dragon Quest Builders, so I had jumped on that game. I just actually did a video. If you guys want to check it out, I did it a couple of videos ago. So if you go check it out, you'll see my my thoughts on that game. But I had played it, and I just fell in love with the characters. I fell in love with the music. I fell in love with the story. I fell in love with the dynamic of the game, the mechanics of the game. So I kind of, you know, the way that my brain is wired is I find something that I like, and then I just kind of want to collect for that because I've enjoyed it so much that I don't kind of want that experience to stop. So I stumbled upon Dragon Quest Heroes because it was cheap on Amazon, and I was like, oh, Dragon Quest Heroes, okay, cool. So I picked it up on a whim, and I fired it in. I was like, oh man, I had just gotten off of playing Hyrule Warriors. I was like, man, this is really like Hyrule Warriors. It's got a lot of, you know, you'll have countless enemies, you know, 20 to 30 enemies on at one given point. The map is very large. You're traversing the map back and forth, you know, with your party of up to 4. So, you know, there was never a lack of anything to do. You know, you knew what you had to do. It was very simple. It was, you know, defeat all the monsters, or defeat all the monsters and, you know, do something in that level. But it never got old. I'm just about done the game. But I wanted to talk about it today because it's a game that, again, I've gotten a lot of friends that have asked me about it, you know, how is this game, you know, or that they've seen me stream it and they're like, man, I really love the art style in this game. I couldn't recommend this game enough. If you are looking for something that, again, is not something that you are going to have to, you know, you will have to put some time in this game, but you're not putting 100 hours into a game, you know, just to kind of get through the main story. I've found that I've picked this up and played it and then stopped, and then picked it up and played it and then stopped. Probably 4, 5, 6, 7 times. I enjoy it, but then I'll move on to something else. But then I'll go back into it, and the story's not too hard enough to follow that you can't, you know, jump back into it again. Like once you kind of get into a level, like, oh yeah, that's right, that was what I was doing before. I just love the fact that you can go in and fight hordes of monsters, and you can pull off insane combos. You get to fight mini bosses, you get to fight main bosses, and then you're basically just trying to figure out, and you're trying to end the evil spell that the evil sorcerer has put onto the land, and you're going through all different areas to do so. And you know, with having all of these characters that are in there from the Dragon Quest series, including monsters, it's really cool. It's a really fun game. The art style is really cool, and it's a game that I never got bored with. You know, it was a game that I could put down and try something else in the meantime, but I never got bored of it. I've always gone back to it. You know, they have made a second one. My my plan is once I'm done this one, I'll move on to the second one, play through that one as well, and kind of, you know, I'm doing a video on that and to give you guys an idea of, you know, what my thoughts and opinions are on it. But if you're looking for something that's just a real good hack and slash with a lot of fun, very bright, vibrant, colorful graphics, and a soundtrack to fall in love with, to fall asleep with, to brush your teeth with, to take a shower with, to be at work with, like they've just nailed this soundtrack. It's amazing. I love to listen to it even if I'm at work. I'll just have it on in the background. It's a lot of this stuff that I love about Dragon Quest as well is that a lot of it gets transferred from game to game. So a lot of tunes and a lot of, you know, background music and a lot of, you know, a lot of the characters and enemies and monsters and stuff like that all get carried out throughout the series. So, you know, it's traditionally a turn-based game. I'm not the biggest fan of turn-based RPGs, but I have played some in the past, but I'm more of a jump in, hack and slash, and level up my characters through that way as opposed to turn-based. But I do have Dragon Quest XI that I've finally started to grind through it a little bit, and I've been enjoying it. It's just, there's something about the series that just, it's great. I don't know, it feels great when you play it. It's a lot of fun, and it brings fun, and I love to play games that are fun. So guys, I really couldn't recommend this game anymore. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, check it out. You won't be disappointed. Again, if you like hack and slash, if you like light sprinklings of RPG elements in your games, and full cast of quirky, funny characters, look no further than Dragon Quest Heroes. So I'm going to take you guys into a little clip here I put together, just a little bit of gameplay, kind of explain a few things that are going on in the game, and then hopefully that'll help answer some of the questions you guys have had, and let's get into it. It's probably one of my favoriteest openings of a video game. It's very epic. So welcome everybody to the Dragon Quest Heroes video clip. So just going to kind of show you guys you know, the map here, just kind of a few things, what the game looks like, some of the mechanics, and then you know, just some of my thoughts on it. So we'll get into it. So once you find different areas, it'll unlock them on the map automatically. That's what was happening there. And then you can take different challenges and stuff like this, like if there's a quest, or if there's, you know, something to revisit. Sometimes when you go and do certain of these quests, you can get different materials that you can use to craft new items and stuff like that. So again, you're going to have, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50, you know, plus enemies on screen at any given time. So as you can see here, you've got, you can swap in between characters just by the press of a button. They all have their different abilities or different kind of weapons they use. You know, Jessica here uses a whip, and she has some spells that she uses. You've got Yangus here, who's got his giant axe, pretty heavy hitter. And as you can see there, I pulled up the menu there. That's the kind of spell or you know, your magic power moves that you'll use. So you've got 4 that you can choose from. 3 are usually impact, and 1 is usually for stats. Some of them have you know, one of their magic spells will be a stat to raise your attack or defense, or your pinkish purplish bar on the left side there is your tension meter. So some of the spells will increase the speed on how quickly that meter fills up. So as you can also see, you've got, again, a different variety of monsters that you're fighting against. And the cool thing is, if you look towards the bottom there, I've just summoned now a couple of monsters to help me. So those little tokens that are there, you can use them to summon monsters to help you once you've defeated them. Now, they're not all unlocked from the beginning. You need to You need to slowly collect them throughout the game, and then you can start using them whenever you're in a level to help aid you. Now, some are like sentries, so they'll stay in one spot wherever you summon them. Some will, follow to the next enemy and try to defeat that enemy for you. Some are a one-time use. So as I'm doing here, I'm just charging my tension meter here. So once that's full, you will become invulnerable for a few seconds. Your attacks are more powerful, and you will not use any magic. So as you see here, you just activate it with circle, and then you will go in and hack and slash to your heart's content. So you can also, again, use any of your magic spells, the Inferno Slash or Flame Slash or Zap, and you can just use them without having to use any of your magic, any of your MP, your magic points. And then you can summon this final blow at any point in time when you've activated your tension meter. You can do it right away, or it will automatically do it when your bar has run its course, is run empty. So again, you can go into these little grottos here, and you will re-challenge sub-bosses that sub-bosses and regular bosses. You can go in here and see how quickly you can go through them. Now, these guys gave me a challenge the first way through. Not too bad this way around, because I'm quite a higher level. I think the first time you face these bots, you're in the teens, I think, for your level. So it was a grind to kind of get through these guys. I find the boss battles are quite tough. They definitely take a couple of times getting through them, at least once you get about halfway through the game. They are quite tough, and they do have a lot of HP. Some are very specific on when you can hit them and whatnot. But again, you got 3 big bosses here. I think my only complaint with this game, it's not really a complaint, more of a preference, I guess, is the inability to move the camera away. So I find it's very close to the back, and I found the same thing with Hyrule Warriors. I'm not sure if it's the same with Dynasty Warriors. I would imagine probably pretty similar. But my only complaint is just you can't pull that camera back, so you can't see what's going on any further than you. So sometimes I find that once there's a lot of enemies on screen, I can't really see exactly what's going on or where I can turn to next. But again, after of all things for to be a downfall of the game, I'll take a lack of fully controllable camera versus the awesomeness of this game. So again, it's just hack and slash, hack and slash, hack and slash, but it's a lot of fun. You get a lot of memorable characters. If you are a veteran of Dragon Quest, you'll appreciate all the characters they have, and if you're new to it, you'll appreciate getting to know a lot of these characters. So again, if you guys are into some hack and slash, or into some crazy great visuals, or into a great story, it's a highly recommended pick for me. So you see there, clear time, minute 22. So I found a treasure now. So it just depends on how quickly you go through them till you get to your end goal, and then again you'll find something new, sometimes something rare in the chests. All right, everybody, so that was the clip there. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Hopefully it answers some questions that you guys have had regarding Dragon Quest Heroes. If you guys have any questions about Dragon Quest Heroes or about gaming, feel free to reach out to me. You guys can find me on Instagram at The Gaming Powerups, on Twitter at Gaming Powerups, because Twitter wouldn't let me fit it all in there because it was way too long. And you guys can also find me on Twitch. I've been streaming a little bit more regularly now, so you can find me at The Gaming Powerups. I will also be posting my streaming schedules when they're up and coming now going forward, so you guys can check out my Instagram and my Twitter for that, so you guys will know exactly when I'll be on. If you guys enjoyed the video, throw me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ping that bell notification, and drop me a comment below. Have you played Dragon Quest Heroes? Are you looking forward to trying it now from the video? Well, guys, thank you very much for sitting with me, and don't forget, game on.